taking a trip over into Wisconsin, just north of Hammond, and thought I'd take y'all along for the ride. Right now, we are crossing from Minnesota into Wisconsin over the St. Croix River Bridge. This is the newer bridge that was built. It was built several years ago now, maybe a little bit longer than several years, but it was pretty controversial for its impact on the river, and a lot of protests and stuff like that because people thought that it was going to destroy the environment of the St. Croix River, which is a national scenic riverway. Anyway, I don't really kind of have neutral thoughts on that bridge. Some of it, I can see the point that people were trying to make. But on the other side, the alternative was to drive down into downtown Stillwater and use the old drawbridge. And that was always a pain just because Stillwater always seemed to be pretty busy. So in that case, I see it as a positive because it's a lot more convenient using this bridge. But on the other side, kind of took away from some business. The old route through downtown Stillwater, when you cross into Wisconsin, you came into Holton, Wisconsin, and there were some gas stations and other businesses, a liquor store and stuff like that a lot of people used to frequent on the weekends. And not really sure how those businesses are doing nowadays, but I'm sure it had a pretty good impact on them. So here we crossed into Wisconsin, and we're taking the exit here on the County Road E. And from County Road E, it's pretty much a straight shot to where I need to go. I'm not going to talk through the entire thing. Through the entire video, I'll probably add might add some commentary here and there on some things. I grew up in this area, so I don't take this drive. I don't drive this road very much anymore. So there's some memories that I have of this area from when I was a kid and a teenager. A couple of fishing spots that we used to hit up, and I just enjoy seeing the farmland that's still around. A lot of the farmland in the area that I grew up is now housing businesses. They developed it. A lot of farms are no longer there, which is kind of sad to see because I grew up in a rural area where farming was very prevalent. So it's kind of sad to see the hometown, the small family farms being sold off and developed into townhomes and whatever else they're putting up. Thankfully, we haven't seen an Amazon come into the area yet, but I heard they were pushing pretty hard. But anyway, we're just driving County E, going east, and this is pretty much the entire drive, just nothing but trees, some farmland, and like I said, you'll see a few new houses along the way, but not much in this area. So I'm still glad to see that. There's no music or sound. My dash cam doesn't record sound, which is kind of disappointing. I wish it did. But on the other hand, I'm usually playing a lot of music in my car when I drive, and some of my earlier videos that I had, the radio was playing, and YouTube would flag that as copyrighted material and everything. So I really don't want to go through the hassle of dealing with all of that on every video I post. So in a sense, I wish my dash cam recorded audio, because audio is important in some situations when it comes to the use of dash cams. But at the same time, I don't have to deal, like I said, with the copyright issues. I thought about downloading some free music and some royalty-free music and including that in the video. But in my opinion, the royalty-free music is just kind of boring. Uh, it's not really my style, and a lot of it just seems kind of repetitive. It seems like the same thing over and over again. I just a few minutes ago, before I started recording this, I went on a couple of sites and started looking up some free music to see if there was anything I could find that might fit this video. Just some nice, smooth country rural driving, and nothing really. I couldn't really find anything that fit my mood. I also just don't want to throw some music in there that's just for something to listen to. I want something that is representative of my personality, of the mood, and kind of really sets the mood for the drive. I just couldn't find anything. The like 3 or 4 songs that I listened to, everything just kind of seemed the same. You could have played each song, and I don't know if I could have told the difference between the three if you didn't tell me they were different songs. So anyway, this spot right here, you can see it's a no passing zone. This car's not really going too slow, but they're not really going as fast as I would like to go. So I hit the gas and ended up passing them. Another car coming from the other direction, so we gotta be careful and make sure you have enough time to make those passes. I gotta admit, there's been a couple of times where I've misjudged the distance from the cars coming from the other direction, and I've had some calls that were a lot closer than what I would have liked them to be. And I don't consider myself a speed demon. I'm not driving, 20, 30 miles an hour over the speed limit. I'll do, 5. Usually do about 5 over is kind of my limit. I try to keep my speed to be quite reasonable. Plus, driving in the rural areas, you never know when an animal could jump out from the side of the road. Had some close calls with some deer in the past. We also have coyotes, fox. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some bears around in the area. There have been some bears around in the area. Not really sure what kind of animal, but sort of the mountain lion type animals can be down in the area too. So you got to be careful. So we're going to come to a spot in the road here in a little bit where it kind of forks off. One area goes the main road that we're on right now, which is County Road E. That will continue curving off to the left. This intersection here, if you make a left, you'll go towards Somerset. And if you make a right, you'll go into Burkhart. And then if you follow that, you'll end up back into Hudson. So as we're driving, we're coming up this hill. And then over this hill, the main road will go off to the left. And then there's a slight road off to the right that you can turn. If you follow to the left, that's actually going to be County Road A, which will take you into New Richmond. And turning off to the right will be the direction that we're going to go, which is County Road E, to stay on County Road E. So we got a little ways to go before we hit that intersection. That road there, if you take that right turn there, you'll end up going into Roberts. That'll take you up in the Roberts area. So right here, so if you follow this curve to the left, you'll go to, it'll take you, it'll be County Road A going into New Richmond, and taking the right turn, as you can see by the sign there. This will keep us on County Road E. That little driveway right there, that's a spot where we used to go fishing. The Willow River flows through here, and behind these trees here, just off to the right side of the bridge, there used to be a bridge that goes across the river. We called it Rattle Bridge. I'm not sure if that was the official name or not, but that's what we called it. And you go down that dirt driveway there. There was a parking lot there. We could park there, and then we would go fishing from the bridge. I did make a mistake a little while ago. I said if you make that one right turn, that would take you into Roberts. That was a little bit incorrect. The road to go to Roberts is up here just a little ways. And of course I said I wasn't going to talk through the entire thing, but yet here I am talking through the entire through the entire video. Some people think these drives are boring. I've been on a lot of road trips going south from Minnesota into Iowa. Been through Iowa, Nebraska, down into Colorado. I've also taken Interstate 94 through Wisconsin, down to Chicago, went down to Tennessee one year. Just recently took a trip to New York. And a lot of people think these drives, like, you know, these rural areas going down to down through Iowa, a lot of cornfields, a lot of open fields and stuff like that. People think these drives are boring, and I think these are some of the best drives you could ever go on. Because it's just a lot of scenery. I don't want to see billboards, hotels, apartments all over the place. You know, of course, you have a lot of amenities when you go on those drives. You have a lot of gas stations, rest areas, those types of things. If I'm going on a very long drive, then yes, I prefer. Not going to say I prefer, but I appreciate the amenities. But I think as far as scenery, you can't beat drives like this where it's just a rural area with a lot of natural grass, trees. Like I said, I like the farmlands and stuff too. So I enjoy driving on these county roads. So we passed a couple of lakes there, and then after the lakes, we're going to come up to a turn. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Going to come up to another road that will take you into the Roberts area. So I got a little ahead of myself on that previous intersection. There are some new houses down in this area, just north of Roberts. Kind of hard to see, but they're off to the left there. Roberts itself has grown in size. A lot of new houses and stuff around that area. But like I said, out here you don't really see as much. So this road here, if you take this road, this is 120th. That'll take you, if you turn right, you'd be going south, and that will take you into Roberts. If you went north from that intersection, that'll take you towards New Richmond, but it's not a straight drive into New Richmond. You would have to make some turns to find your way there. It would take you to County Road G. Then you could go east on County Road G and then connect to Highway 65 going south. And that was Highway 65 right there. And then we're just going to continue from Highway 65. If you turned left, you'd go north, take you straight into New Richmond. If you turned right, it would take you a little outside Roberts, so you would connect to Highway 12, and then you'd be on the north side of Roberts, but a little east of town, so you'd have to go about another half mile back in west direction, and then reconnect to Highway 65. So Highway 65 doesn't go straight through Roberts. It connects to Highway 12, and then you have to take Highway 12, depending on which way you're going, Highway 12 east or west, and then south, back south, connect to 65 going south, and it'll take you past Roberts. So we're continuing east here on County E. And it's pretty much just the same, just country land, farmland, still some farms out in this area. I don't know the names of all the farms. There's one farm that's outside of Roberts. I know the name of that one. I know the names of some families, but I can't remember exactly the location of their farms. My dad he always knew where everybody was. I knew most of the people that I knew were not quite in this area. They were back towards Roberts area. Yeah, like this farm, not really sure who owned that one. But anyway, that's kind of irrelevant. The whole trip that I took, starting from when I crossed over the St. Croix Bridge there, is about 25 minutes. So this video is 25 minutes long. I always kind of wonder how long the drive would have been if I would have taken like Interstate 94. From where I live, I could have taken 36, could have taken 36 to 694 south and then connected to 94 east. And then, 94, once you get out of the Twin Cities area, get out of St. Paul, 70 miles an hour all the way to the Hammond exit, which is where I was going, was in Hammond. The only problem is 94 is about 3 miles or so north of where I needed to be. So even though this route was a little bit slower as far as the speed limit, we're probably 45, 55 miles an hour. This stretch here was 55. It's a shorter distance, so. And sometimes when I'm driving places and I want to know what's the fastest route, sometimes I'll go on Google Maps and I'll look up the route, and then I'll look up different routes to see which one was faster, or what's the shorter route. And it recommended this route as the fastest route, so that's why I took this route. Tell you, Google Maps is pretty useful, even if you know where you're going. I usually recommend looking up Google Maps before your trip, because it can show you where there might be some delays. There could be an accident along the way, could be construction. I don't know how many times I've been driving someplace and I've ran into construction or some type of a delay and have been kind of late to my destination. So I've kind of gotten used to going on Google Maps and just looking up the route and seeing where I need to go, which directions it's got the best route, the fastest route there is going to avoid any type of delay. So here I turned going south on County Road T, and if you follow this road here, you'll come out and connect with US Highway 12. And if you take a right on 12, that'll take you back towards Roberts. And if you take a left on 12, that'll bring you right into Hammond. So my destination is a little bit outside of town, so I'm not going to go all the way to Highway 12. The video is actually going to end before I reach my destination, which is, can't remember the exact name of the place, but it's the I just looked it up again. It's not the town hall, but just says the town of Hammond. It's like a park, playground. It's got a building that you can rent for events. I just ended the video right when I was turning onto the road, right before the town hall. I figured 25-minute video was enough. But anyway, we are almost there. Just a little ways to go. Just right about at the top of that little hill right there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the drive with me from, Stillwater or Oak Park Heights, Minnesota, to my destination was just north of Hammond, Wisconsin. So I really enjoy the drive on this road. Like I said, I enjoy the rural areas, the trees, the grass, the farmland. So I hope you enjoyed the drive too. So we'll catch you on the next video.